All right, welcome everybody to our grooming webinar series. We are so excited to have you today and can't wait to get to it. My name is Malachi.
And I'm Deidre.
And we are the co-founders of ShowAssist. If you have any questions about the ShowAssist app, make sure to ask us in the comments and we'll answer those questions towards the end of this webinar. So today we're going to have Kate Shearer, Kate the Braider. She's going to be showing us some great hunter jumper braiding techniques today. Let's tell you a little bit about Kate.
Kate has been braiding professionally for 13 years. She started during law school to help pay her bills, and business expanded so fast that she decided to continue on with it. She services the entire U.S. with her braiding team and relationships that she's acquired over the years. Her clients are very loyal because they know that they are always able to be covered no matter where they choose to show. She is an avid breeder of Dutch warm blood jumpers and eventers, and she breeds approximately 15 babies a year. She shows German short hair pointers and loves to read. And her ideal vacation is sitting at home on her couch with her phone off. She has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in family and human development, and her Juris Doctorate, as well as her postdoctorate in law and LLM in mediation and arbitration. And she's currently finishing her PhD in performance psychology so that she can help competitors with their mental frustration at competitions as well. Today, helping her is another professional braider, Richard McClease. Richard is from Maryland, and he's been braiding for approximately 25 years. Richard comes with a wealth of knowledge, and he will share some of his experience and his advice about working as a professional braider in the industry. So next up, we're going to go ahead and bring them on.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kate. How, Richard? How are you today? Thank you so much for joining us. And we're gonna turn it over to you.
Okay. I just have to give a big shout out to Missy Joe Hollingsworth with Saddle Lake Equestrian that's letting us borrow the lovely Twiggy, who's won Devon 3 times, so that we can have a little shorter, lower to the ground, so that we can better camera the braids for you all. So we're gonna go ahead. We had braided a mane, and we let down some of the mane so that Richard can kind of show you how it will braid up here. So I'm gonna walk to the other side.
Alrighty, so when we are beginning the braid, definitely it's going to be the first step is the part. And it's not really like visual, it's like visual and touch together. Because sometimes when the hair grows, it's like thicker in some parts and, thin in some parts. So it's like, visual and touch together. But I think this is good for me. I could do a little thicker, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to use what I have right here. So it's like you start with the plaits. 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's like 1,
Twiggy.
2, and 3. And sometimes I'm finding that sometimes I need to, depends on the length of the mane, I need to put the yarn in at twist 2, sometimes twist 3. I love twist 3. Twist 3 works pretty good, but again, as you go on and do the same horses over and over and over and over again, it's like really, it's not really a problem because after we do stuff for a long time, you pretty much like come to like, okay, whatever's here, I'm gonna work with it and I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna keep it moving. So, it works pretty good. This is it. Then we're at the end, 1, 2, and 3, and with the yarn in. And we're going to
Twiggy.
tie it off at the end. You're pulling. You're holding with the right hand and you're pulling. Not tightly, but securely. And then we're going to go on to the next one. And we're going to like another braid. We're going to part.
I'm sorry, everybody, about the dust blower in the back. But in case you didn't hear, what Richard is doing is you want to count down every braid so that all of your braids are even. So you count every twist and you want to stay consistent. So if you want to count down 8 on one braid, count down 8 on every single braid in the mane, and then your mane will all pull up evenly. Most of us will put the yarn then in the mane halfway through, so about twist 3. And all you do is you have your 3 sections of braid, and you add in the yarn into only 2 sections. So Richard will show you again here.
Yep. I'm here, and this
All
is
right.
Richard again. I'm like twisting 1, twisting 2. This was a twist 3, the braid before me. And you know what? I'm going to do a 3 again because this mane is pulled perfectly. So I can do 3 on this one. 3 again. And again. The third twist. On down.
Quick question.
Second, yeah.
Yes, sorry guys, the dust blower should be over soon.
Oh, when you're adding in the yarn, what pieces of the braid strands are you adding it into?
So it does not matter which of the 2 of the 3 pieces you add it into. You just want to put it into 2 of the pieces. And as you see, he forms a P when he knots. Can you go ahead and knot again? So at the end of the braid, when you do a knot, you almost want to form a P. The yarn goes over or under. Richard?
Yep.
Can you knot the bottom of that yarn again? Not the bottom of the braid like you're, yep. Okay, so in slow motion, he's going to form essentially what looks like a P there, and then just tighten. So both pieces pull in at that bottom of the braid.
Oh, awesome. We can see.
If you're joining us now, feel free to put any questions you have for Kate.
We have time for one more? Or no?
In the comments so they can answer your questions.
Sure, that's fine. All right, guys, I'm back to the dust blower again. We're going to go ahead and pull up the braids now. So you put the latch hook through the back of the braid. Twiggy, stop. And pull up. And most of us will go ahead and do that all the way down. So pull all of them up through. And then that piece, this piece that you knotted at the bottom of the mane, you almost want it to pull through the top.
To feel it. And
you
feel it right there.
That thumb,
that third finger. Yeah, you want to feel it. You want to feel it.
And that stabilizes that braid within itself in the neck.
And it puts it in alignment with the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So then what he's doing is he's just wrapping underneath the braid with the yarn. And then he's going to do a surgeon's knot on top.
Stop.
And again, a knot underneath. And then that braid is done.
And so one more.
We'll go ahead and pull up this next one.
More. Yep, great.
So right through the back.
Yeah, yep. Pull it through. Pull it up. Feel it with that finger. When you feel that knot, you know you're right there where it needs to be. Right? Stop.
So again, Twiggy. Stop.
I know. He's like, I can't get him.
So you just wrap around, take the 2 strings, one each direction around the braid.
And double knot tied down and securely. There.
Oh, that looks good.
It's just about my thing is about detail. I don't care how fast you are.
Yeah.
my detail. You know, fast doesn't mean good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
I don't want anybody fixing my stuff fast. You can fix it fast, but some stuff I get fast, but most of the time I need quality.
So essentially you just do that 8 million times down every
and
mane.
Then you cut it. Look. Here. Look, cut the yarn.
And those braids are in.
Awesome. Now
So-
you
Yes, go ahead.
sorry. You guys were saying that Twiggy's mane is already pulled really nicely. Is that something when you have a client that you're braiding for, you expect them to have the mane already pulled, or?
See, that's a tricky question.
Okay.
Luckily, Missy
We
Joe,
request it, but they don't do it.
Okay.
I braid pretty exclusively for Missy Joe, so she knows how I like my manes, and I work
Okay.
closely with the
Right.
groom.
Yeah,
So he
right.
pulls the manes exactly how I like them. If it's not a client that I work consistently with,
Yeah.
I actually ask them not to mess with the manes too much
Yeah.
and let me pull them instead of having to try to fix something. Because if the mane is pulled too short or it's pulled but not for thickness, there's not a lot that we can then change, and we just have to work with what we're given.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Are we? I was thinking we could go ahead and move on to a
The
tail.
and
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Tail,
All right.
hold on.
Yeah. Do you want to
You
grab the
doing
fake?
I'm doing it. You.
We'll do it together. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good. So tell us where you are right now, Kate.
So we're at the lovely World Equestrian Center that was designed and owned by the Roberts. It is one of the nicest facilities I think could ever braid it. I don't know if you could tell. These are the stalls. They've got to be. They've got to be 16,
degrees.
like 16 by 18.
Yeah, right.
The floor is like cushion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's-
So, all right, here we are doing. He's gonna spray some detangler just in the bottom, not the top, to get all the knots out.
Okay.
Luckily, the lovely groom here has already done this for us. But
Right, yeah. Thank goodness.
so then some braiders are different, and it's a preference. Both Richard and I like to put our wigs in before we braid the tail because I think it adds stability and holds the wig better when we braid around it.
Yep.
Some braiders will pull the wig up after they've braided the tail and they attach the wig to the tail braid. Both are acceptable. I think putting it in first is easier. So
Okay.
Richard's going to show you how we put our fakes in.
Okay. While he does that, we have a question real quick for
Okay.
you, Kate.
Okay.
Yes. Hang on, it's a pony. I got to get a ladder so I can sit down. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So, Kate, this question is from Becca. She asked, "What products do you use to keep it so clean and keep tension without? Keep tension without flyaways." Sorry.
For the bottom part of the tail or after braiding, I always use Shapley's products. Wonderful product line. They're high shine and they're high gloss. They have both a spray and a moisturizer. It's wonderful. We do not, it's sacrilege, putting anything on the top because we will not be able to braid it when it's really, really shiny.
Okay.
But you can put something in the top of the tail after it's braided, after it's braided kind of thing.
Okay.
But we'll wet down our Ace wraps and put that around the top of the tail to keep the flyaways so they'll be dry by the time most clients show up to the show, and that'll handle those flyaways up top.
Okay.
Awesome.
But most of us use a spray as well when we braid, so a mixture of quick braid and water. Some people put some hairspray in it. And then some of us also carry white vinegar because white vinegar will strip any hair, mane, tail. If there's product in there, if there's fly spray or shiny spray left in, the white vinegar will strip that hair and that product out so that you have more grip.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, great. That's a good tip.
Yeah. Do you
All
use
right.
those same products on the mane too?
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan. I like my braids to be shiny when I'm done. I just can't use it beforehand. As to days off when you're not braiding, I definitely like the moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. I do normally, it depends, some horses have blanket rubs and whatnot when they come to winter circuit. And so I'll do, a little bit of MTG and then 3 days later, a heavy conditioning where I wash out about 90% of the conditioner. And I do that about, 3 weeks out of winter circuit starting to get that mane back to healthy and normal for us braiders. And then, if the horse gets a week off during circuit, we'll go ahead and do that same process.
Okay, great.
So he's getting ready to put the wig in.
You're ready?
All right.
We
All
are
right.
ready.
So what we're doing is we're going to braid the tail, but the first we're going to insert a fake tail. And fake tails are for horses that have little hair, or they, they're too much for effect to be, fluffy or full. So definitely this pony needs a fake tail. So you want to make sure when you're inserting the fake tail, you want to just measure it right here.
So you wanted essentially to hit the hind ankle of a horse, like right above the hind ankle.
Okay. Good to know.
You can see kind of, oh, sorry, camera. That.
And I pretty much have my space where I want to be. I'm good with this. I'm good with my length right here. So I'm going to go inside right now and put my little braid here. I need to take my braid to insert the fake tail. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to hold it in between my legs like I do. I'm going to make a little braid.
Twig.
And I'm just going to twist the little braid. Like one time I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to insert the fake tail.
Okay.
So
it's just essentially a normal braid like you would put in the mane. And then you add, most of these fake tails have a loop.
I'm doing it
on
now.
The top.
Yep.
And you just put one piece of the hair of the braid through that loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just will continue your braid normally with that loop is already tied into the braid.
And then you continue on. And I just do it. I'm thinking I'm going to do like 5 or 6 little, turns that is secure. And then I'm going to put my yarn in.
Twiggy
Again,
would really like
her
butt itch. Sorry, guys, for the movement.
All right. You have to work what you have. Work with what you have. So we're going to put the yarn in and work what you have. Another tidbit is never complain. Just work what you have. And you're good. Yep. Because you never know what you're going to get. Like Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah.
So where on the horse's, I guess, tailbone are you when you're braiding?
We'll get to there. We're not there yet.
So typically, are you talking about how far down the tailbone you braid for the tail braid?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not there yet.
So I will, once he finishes here.
I gotta braid a whole tail. Are you kidding me? Really?
Once he finishes here, typically you want to go to the end of the tailbone. This horse has a pretty short tailbone ending only here, but you can never.
Which is good for me.
I'll braid it. You can never go past the tailbone. But horses that have like a longer tailbone, what I tell people is you want to go to the bottom of the butt cheek, so to say. So if that tailbone were to go here, I would end the tail braid a little bit early. So you can see, sorry for the butt picture, but I would probably end right about there for this horse.
I'm starting now. And is gonna braid it.
Okay.
I have to hold camera? No.
You have to hold the camera, Richard.
You tell me what to do.
Okay, I will.
So I don't want to lose it. You tell me. I want to stay right on point.
Okay. I think this should work. So just hold it right there.
Right here? Tell me.
Twiggy ho. So Twiggy has great pieces up here, but let's say these pieces are short. What you'll do is put essentially like a pigtail. So I'll take 3 pieces of hair up here, and I put my yarn in right at the base, and I'll just put a little braid up at the top of the tail.
So you just put your yarn in at the base and then started braiding with the yarn?
Just to put a pigtail in up top.
Okay.
So if these hairs up top are short, you're not normally going to be able to grab them and it won't hold in the braid. So you put these little pigtails up top.
Okay.
This one has enough hair, but I wanted to show the pigtails.
Okay.
Can you
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or hold. There we go.
You good?
So if the horse has short hair, we always add these pigtails, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good view. Mm-hmm.
So you take your 2 pieces on top. Now we're using the pigtails. And then a third piece. I'm right-handed, so I always take my third from the right. Left-handed, you can go from the left. And essentially, you're just going to braid down like you did the mane. But every time you twist over, you're going to grab another piece of hair, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe. Oh. There you go.
So, Kate, how long does it normally take you to braid a tail process here?
For me to do a tail, 5 minutes if even. This is a ponytail, so it's pretty easy. But I'm just trying to get down a little bit farther so I can show you guys what you do. So when the key to a tail braid is to have the middle of the tail stay the same, the braid size stay the same all the way down. So when you start getting to the point where the braid is building, what you'll do is you'll take some hair that you have and you drop it before picking up more hair. So that gets rid of some of that thickness that you're pulling. So I'll go down a little bit more. And I'll say, okay, it's getting a little thick. So I take some hair and I drop it.
Okay. Oh, that looks good, Kate.
It's a little speedy. Normally we take a little bit smaller chunks.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get to the bottom to show how we end them.
Right.
There's a various ways to end your tail. As most people know, the going style currently would be what's considered a wraparound. But then classical, you can do a pinwheel, which you normally see on a lot of ponies at pony finals. So we're getting down to the end. Twiggy. So I'm going to show you how to do the wraparound since that's what the majority of people will do. It's very easy. Once I have come to the bottom, I just braid down a little bit. And I'll test to see how big the tailbone is. So I kind of wrap and say, okay, that looks decent. So I'll go ahead and put my yarn in just like I do.
On the Hold on. You can't. I think your hands and okay. There we go.
Wait. There you go.
Yes.
Nope, you gotta hold like that. There you go.
Yeah, that's better.
Sorry.
So shy. Oh, you're fine.
Oh. Okay. So then you tie it off just like you do the mane, right? What you go ahead and do then is I flip mine up and you wrap it around. Then you're going to just pull it through. As easy as that. And that's essentially around. So I'll put my latch hook in behind. I'll pull one piece of yarn up and just knot it. And that is done. That tail is done.
Oh, great. That looks beautiful. And then you spray it? Spray it with something then?
So you can spray it. So normally everybody needs an ace bandage. This is what you use to wrap tails with, okay? Nothing else. No polos, no standing wraps. No vet wrap. So normally we'll wet these down. And then what you do to wrap it is you start up on the top and I wrap up. And then I'll wrap down just like you're wrapping a leg with a polo. And then we flip our tails up so that if the horse lays down, it doesn't pull the wig out. So I'll flip the fake up. And then I just keep wrapping around it. And that'll keep the horse from pulling the wig out and messing with the tail braid.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. That looked really good.
Yes.
That looked
All
really
right. So
good.
then I guess we'll go ahead and we'll work. We'll work on a forelock for you guys now. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. All right. Need spray. Oh, you can do the forelock, Richard. It's right back there. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
I feel like I've mastered holding the camera a little bit better. Twig, you're fine. Poor Twiggy.
So we are doing forelock now. And again, same technique. A little bit, not really a lot different, but the same thing. It's
As the
really
tail.
it's the same thing as it's the same thing as the tail. So like two pieces. You're feeling with your fingers. You're feeling because the texture, looks are deceiving. So you gotta feel. You have to feel. So it's it. I have it, my feel. They're even on both sides, and I'm going again.
Twiggy.
I'm twisting.
Twig.
Stop. I'm twisting again. Stop it.
Oh.
I'm twisting again.
Twiggy.
Twisting over. One. Then two. And I'm going again. Then three. Pulling from each side. Like what is this, a French braid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a corn. Right. French braid. Yep.
Sorry, Twiggy knows I have cookies in my pocket.
And again, each side. We're coming on down. Again.
So can the forelock be difficult, I guess, depending on
It's not really difficult. No. The only difficult thing is when they move their head and, you have to stay stop it, stand still. And, so it gets done. It's really not that hard.
The braid part is not that hard.
Right.
Most horses like to touch and
Right,
feel
right,
and move and groove when you're trying to do the forelock.
Right.
So trying to braid when their head's up and then down and then left and then right tends to be the challenge.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Twiggy.
Yep. Right there, all the way down. I'm coming to the end. I'm gonna take my last little turn right here, and I'm gonna finish off with again the three, the one, the two, the three, the one, the two, the three, the one, the two, the three. I'm gonna put the yarn in now. The one, the two, the three, and yarn.
Twiggles. Twigs.
Yarn again. Yarn with the right thumb.
So the yarn goes in just like the
right.
same as the mane, the tail,
Hold it with
everything.
the right thumb. Right. Everything.
Okay, got it.
Everything's predicated on the yarn. If it's no yarn, that's a problem. It's a problem. And then
Now some people use rubber bands. Is that more so? I guess that's the jumper.
That's old school. That's old school. Right. That's old school. I did years ago. No rubber band. Yeah, rubber bands made for jumpers. I don't know. That's not my
Right. More jumpers.
I'm the yarn and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So that you turn it off like pulling it off again. I'm pulling it up.
Hi, Twig. Twiggles.
The pull through at the top.
So right from the top.
From the top, pulling it on down, putting it on down through the straight to the narrow, the bottom.
Out the bottom.
You're gonna put it on that.
Twiggle.
Put the latch down, and you're gonna pull through. That's what it's called. It's called a pull through because you pull through. And look, we have to,
Oh, neat.
we got look right here. Feel with your thumb. If it's all the way up there, it's not going to be good. If you feel with that finger, that third finger, that's your point. I mean, my point. Most braiders are like third point.
Yeah.
Like you feel that. Yeah. Third. You feel that? It's a knot right there. If you come too far, look at this. Look, it's too far. You need it to go. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it needs to be hidden. We good.
Oh, got it.
Yep. And here, I'm going to go. And one comes on one side. I'm here. And I'm pulling the other one from the other side.
Twiggy, stop.
It's good. And I'm pulling. And I'm tying down. And 1 and 2. That's what I do. And pull. And 1 and 2. And I pull. And I'm cutting.
Beautiful.
That's it. Forelock.
Oh, that looks good.
Voila.
Say hi, Twiggy.
Voila.
Now, Do you have any advice for? I've met some horses who have like really thin hair on their forelock, or they don't have a lot of forelaps. Do you have any advice for that?
So
Or is it?
I can hang on. I got to give Twiggy a cookie. It's called building a mane essentially. So if
Okay.
the whole mane is thin, what we can do is add extra pieces of yarn. So instead of just putting one piece of yarn in to tie it, we'll put 3 or 4. So we build that mane, and you can do that with the forelock, but it takes a lot of extra time. And effort, but essentially, yes, what you could do is from the very top, just put extra yarn in and it'll just thicken up the forelock for you.
Okay. Is that kind of like what you were showing at the top of the tail?
Yes.
Like the tails. Okay. Oh, cool.
Okay, so Twig, I know one more thing, honey. All right, so I'm gonna pull these real fast. Richard's gonna hold the camera right here, and we'll show you how to do some jumper braids.
Great.
Make sure I'm holding the camera right.
Okay. I guess I should mention how to take braids out as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Turn the braid to the side.
Proper way to do it.
So always wet down the mane. The braid will slide right out when it's wet, first off. And then second off, with your, I don't have what is it called?
Seam ripper.
I don't have a seam ripper, so I'm using scissors right now. But you turn the braid to the side where it's kind of folded, and you just go right there in the middle, and it'll come right off. And then you just seam rip the bottom. And then when the mane is wet, you can literally, the mane will just come right out on you.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest key, is to always have your mane wet when you take your braids out. Of course, we don't have a wash rack right now, so we're gonna make do.
Becca made a comment, Kate.
Uh-huh.
She said it takes a very long time to take out. Don't want to cut those last 3 strands of hair that you have left.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So for jumper braids, I typically go about the size of a pulling comb in thickness. So if you can see a pulling comb. Mm-hmm. So I'll put it there and go about that size. Twiggy, you're almost done. Mm-hmm. And it's the same concept as let's go right there. Mm-hmm. Good. So it's the same concept as the hunter braids. You just separate into 3 and you braid down, and I'll add my yarn in 2 different sections.
Mm-hmm.
I form my P and tighten. And then this mane is very short because it's a hunter mane. Mm-hmm. So not typically ideal for jumper braids. Right. But you pull through from the back. And what I'll do is I almost pull my braid all the way through until there's a little rosebud. Mm-hmm. What I'll do is I'll go through the back again with the latch hook, not through the braid, but through the back. And I pull the braid around to the side and back up through to give it kind of a rose look. And then I just wrap around to one side, around to the other. Surgeon's knot the top. Surgeon's knot underneath. And one more time, and you're done with the jumper braid.
Wow. I hate to ask, can you do one more, Kate?
Yeah, one second.
Okay. For those of us that might be kind of slow and catching on.
No worries. It's okay.
Yeah.
Twiggy's just a little over it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. So right there. So we'll go in our 3 sections. Mm-hmm. Twig. Form our P and tighten. So then we'll go through again. Twiggy. Through the back like the hunter braids. And I pull it through. The hunter braids, you never want to pull it through, but for the jumper braids, I like to wrap them twice. So I pull through, I'll put my latch hook behind the braid completely again. Pull it up a second time. Can we see? And I kind of hold the braid and let it wrap around. And then I go one way, go the other way with the yarn, and then just surgeon's knot on top. And I'll come down and surgeon's knot on the bottom, and done.
Oh, beautiful.
Snip it.
Yes, sir. So that's where you end up with the jumper braid compared to, the hunter braids. Do you guys have anything else for us? Oh, sorry, my light's on.
Oh, you're fine.
Not a problem.
Our lights are always shining. We're shining.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So how many, I know you were saying when you measure out the size of the jumper braids, you use like the pulling comb to help measure it out. So,
Hello?
Oh, okay, I can hear you.
There we are. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was saying, I know you said that to measure out the jumper braids, you use like the size of a pulling comb.
Right.
So I guess how many braids do you typically have for when you're doing a jumper main?
So I guess it depends because everybody has a preference. I tend to put about 12 in a jumper main. Very classic and older style. A lot of people have started going tinier and tinier, but then it gets to the point where it's like hunter braids. But the true classic traditional is about 12.
Okay. Awesome.
And you want, about, 32 to 35 hunter braids.
Okay. Awesome.
And then what did you say you spray it with?
When I finish, this main is a bit much right now. We've destroyed it. Normally I love using the Shapley's High Shine spray. It's in an aerosol can, and it just kind of takes down all of the fluff and just leaves a real nice sparkle to the mane.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
But after it is braided, not before.
If you want.
Okay. If you want, can you show us the pinwheel on the hunter tail? I'm sorry.
Really?
Yes.
We love the pinwheel.
That's fine.
That's okay. Richard's gonna come do the pinwheel for you guys.
Oh, great.
That's crazy. Taking it down?
Yeah.
We'll try to make it short and sweet. Oh, gosh.
While he does that, Kate,
Yes.
do you guys have any advice for those people who might be interested in becoming professional braiders?
My advice, Richard might laugh. So I came into the braiding circuit. It is true, just like with any other occupation, there's definitely competition. And a lot of braiders tend to be a little territorial. And I kind of came onto the scene marching to the beat of my own drummer. And it's worked out for me. But truthfully, if you can find someone that's willing to mentor you, I think that's the best way to go, just so you can learn more technique and have your hands on more horses than on your own. But I would say just don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it or try to dissuade you from doing it. If you want to do it, just go do it and don't listen to the naysayers, because there are quite a few of them out there. Richard, what do you say?
My thoughts on that is it's a very demanding to be a professional braider. Working like any job 5 days a week. Most jobs are Monday through Friday. But what I found is that for me, it doesn't work for me that way. I just usually work on weekends when I'm back home. And, it's just been really well when I'm here because I had to spend money to get here. But again, if you have another job through the week, it's good money on the weekend and you can do it. If you want to be a professional, most of the time it's going to, I don't really know. Maybe for single people, it's good. I'm single. So I have family and kids and all that. So it works for me. So it all depends. The money is good, but money is not everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's about balance in life. So for me, it's finding out what your balance is and let it go from there.
So would you say you have some flexibility in your schedule? Like you can make your own schedule? Is that a
I don't
benefit?
work on weekends. Monday, I only work on weekends when I'm back home. I'm
Yeah.
here in Florida,
Yeah.
and I work. I'm
He's working
on the
for me
weekend.
here, so
I
he
know,
has
she's
to work
working.
5
Yeah,
days
I
a
do
week.
have to. Yeah,
He's
I'm not complaining 'cause I
required.
need to- That's not a
But
big deal.
And,
okay, so we're doing the pinwheel, but you can
We
keep
are.
asking questions. Go ahead.
We're doing
okay.
pinwheel. Are you filming?
I'm filming.
Okay. We're doing pinwheel.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
end the tail braid the
No, I
same
took
way.
hers out. I'm not going to rebraid the whole tail. I
Right.
don't need to. So we're going here. This is for the pinwheel. Miss Kate showed you the wraparound. The wraparound is really just like a shortcut because you want to save time.
I
No.
think the wraparound is a cleaner look.
I hate it. No, no.
Okay,
The
and
pinwheel
so
is the
there's
one.
also
No.
a big
The
discussion.
pinwheel, honey. The pinwheel's the one.
Most East Coast barns tend to do the pinwheel. Most West Coast barns tend to do a wraparound. So it's definitely a very stylistic way and where
Right.
you're from.
Gotcha.
That also being said, I think the pinwheel can be distracting on a horse that swishes its tail a ton, because you do tend to look at the thing sticking off the tail. And so if you have a horse, you know, some horses flick their tail over the fence or whatnot. I don't suggest using a pinwheel on them, because it just you know, your eye is attracted to it then, and then you know, see more of the issue.
Right.
Kate, do you think judges have a preference?
They're not supposed to, but they do.
Like everybody.
And what is that? What would you say that preference is?
I would say that's very difficult. So for sure at pony finals, for the most part, for all of the models, everybody will be in a pinwheel.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
for the model. But then again, with some of the horses that might have a busy tail, for the over fence portion, they'll go back to a wraparound. I think all of our big indoors also, I used to think it was about 80% pinwheels, 20% wraparound, but at Capital Challenge in Pennsylvania this past year, I think it was almost 50-50 from what I was seeing.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it used to be substantially pinwheels at all of our indoors, but it is starting to trend the other direction. I think it'll always stay about half, but you can tell almost which barn it is in, because all the new trainers tend to go with the wraparound because it is a very clean look, versus a lot of the older, especially the big act trainers, will have pinwheels on their horses.
Okay.
So, all right, here's Richard ready for the.
Richard's ready. So I braided it. The tail was already braided by Miss Kate. So I'm going to show you the pinwheel. Miss Kate did the wraparound. So I braided it down, and I didn't yarn my needle. This is a needle like from Michael's, you know, from the craft store. This is what we use for the pinwheel. That's what I use. I should have put the yarn through earlier, but I didn't. So I'm putting the yarn through now at the end, and I'm just gonna pull it for me, Miss Kate, please. I'm gonna do it. Yep, great, thanks. So my yarn is in, and I'm pushing it on down at the end of the braid. Got it. Oops.
What are you doing?
Gotta do it again. Yep. Too short. Got it. Okay. So we're making sure, of course, it's always going to be,
Twiggy.
of course, always going to be the yarn is like even. Yep, I got it. Yep, good, thanks. Now, wrap it one time at the end. You push the needle through, and then you're going to wrap it from the right to the left. I do it 2 times just to secure it. Secure it, and we're going to do one more, and we're good. I'm getting up on my ladder because the pony's moving. But this, and then we're going to go for the pinwheel. We're going to secure that thing again like we did with the braid. But the braid is not the braid, it's going to be the pinwheel. So I'm going to go like this. Then we're going to part it. Make sure it's even on both sides. Again, braiding is like, so the braiding, the end result is the feeling, and the sight, the feeling is that the thing, the feeling to me.
It's just like with riding. It's all about practice.
Right. You have to, yes, because you know what you're dealing with. When you see the mane, you know what you're dealing with. So we're like this, and we're coming. And I'm just going to hold it right here. And I'm going to start the pinwheel. You're holding it. You're holding it. Yeah.
So essentially, you're just winding it up.
Yeah. But you have to. My thing is, I'm just I'm a person. I guess from I was born that way. I'm about detail.
Yeah,
Detail.
I'm gonna
The
keep
end effect.
detailing it.
The end effect is the detail. You know what I'm saying? It has
that's
to be. It
important.
has to
Yeah,
be. Yes,
detail
the
is
detail, honey. The end effect. You can do what you want to do, but what is the end effect? That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Well, at this, we're never gonna get there.
We getting there.
Yes. Sorry,
We get,
guys.
we getting there. We getting there. All right, I'm going. Here. We're here. Look, you see what I'm doing? She got the camera on you. Look at this. Look at this. I'm loving this. It's great. She got me from Maryland doing this. Are you kidding me? I didn't want to be on freaking this.
Oh, you're doing
Okay, look.
great.
Look.
Twiggy,
No, you see
stop.
what I'm doing? Look, you seeing it? Look, and then we put it through from the right to the left. You see it? Put it through that to the back of the tailbone, to the front of the tailbone.
Oh, okay.
You're doing it. You seeing it? Look, and then you put it through
Yeah.
one time. Yeah, you got to secure. Hold it with those fingers. Hold
Yeah.
it with the thumb and and the one whatever that finger is.
The index finger.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Move the video over just a little bit, Kate, so we can see it.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we can see it now.
Can you see it?
That's
Okay, then. You need to see.
Yeah.
I can't overdo it or do it again. No, you see it? It's great, right?
Yes, it is great.
Richard, hurry up. Look, and then we wind. Look at this. We wind.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah.
And we wind. I do it 2 times sometimes. And you need to make sure you cut your yarn long enough, because if the yarn is too short, it won't be enough for you to do what you need to do to tie it off. But look, I put it through. I'm holding securely. Hold that thing. You hear what I'm saying? Look at it. You're pulling it. Look, pull it.
They see.
Pull it. And then I'm gonna cut. And I'm gonna, for me, under, and then I'm gonna do it. Up. I'm gonna do it again. 1, 2. Right there. Secure. Security. Not really tight. I mean, I'm using my muscles, but just securely. It's there. 1, 2.
So typically, after you do a pinwheel, you don't want it to be able to wiggle one side or the other.
Correct.
So, and then from the back.
I'm gonna cut it off. Cut it?
No.
Right, this one, right.
Do we have any other questions?
Beautiful. So how do you wrap that one back up the same way with the ace?
Yep.
Same way. Yeah, same way.
Yeah, you would just wrap the exact same way. You're being so good, Twiggy.
Oh, thank you, Twiggy. So, Kate, thank you so much, you and Richard. This has been awesome. We're asking people to put in any other questions that they have, any comments. Someone said, beautiful pinwheel. That was a beautiful pinwheel.
Awesome. Yeah. And, feel free. You can have our contact information or whatnot. Tag us on Facebook. And we're always around to answer any questions you have.
Awesome. Any other last minute tips that you guys have? Anything you want to share?
Truthfully, I just, if you want to do it, just go do it. Don't let anybody tell you not to, and just go try. I mean, you're not going to get any better unless you try.
Right. Yeah. Practice. Well, thank you guys both so much. We have a couple of giveaways we're going to do now from Shapley's and Farm Vet, just from our viewers. We've asked them to put some comments in the chat.
Okay. And we have to, of course, thank the ever so lovely Twiggy.
Yes.
There she is.
Thank you, Twiggy.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right. You guys take care, Kate.
All right. Absolutely. Right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, hi, guys. That was our first grooming webinar with Kate Shearer. We were so happy to have Kate and Richard and Twiggy join us today. We're going to do a couple of giveaways. We see your comments in the chat. Farm Vet and Shapley's both have so graciously donated gifts that we'd like to give away. So we're just going to randomly select a couple of people just from your comments. We'd like to thank you. Nancy, I think is your name, Nancy. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. We have a gift card for you from Farm Vet, a $25 gift card, and we will reach out to you after the webinar to get your mailing information so that we can email that to you. And Becca, thank you so much for joining us. We have a wonderful package for you from Shapley's, and we will reach out to you as well after the webinar. We have some more webinars coming up next week. We have the ins and outs of FEI grooming, which will take place next Tuesday with Margot Thomas. She will be joining us. She is the head groom for Olympic rider Laura Kraut on March 15th. On March 22nd, tell them who we have now.
On March 22nd, we have Tim Gaskell and also Taylor Margot, who are professional body clippers in the industry. They are awesome, and they'll be working together on the webinar following Margot.
Yeah, and they'll be doing body clipping, show ready body clipping. And then on March 29th, we're going to have a guest groom who's going to be able to really speak to those people who are interested in grooming as a career, those newbies who are just getting into it, who might have some questions about it. We also want to tell you about the Equestrian Aid Foundation.
Yes.
The Equestrian Aid Foundation is a charitable organization. They're based out of Wellington, Florida. The Equestrian Aid Foundation assists people from all corners of the horse world within the United States who are coping with catastrophic injury or illness. They are horsemen helping horsemen, and they provide support and hope when it's needed most. And for the past 25 years, thanks to the compassion and support of friends and colleagues in the equestrian community, they have been able to give over $3.2 million in direct aid to horsemen and women in crises across America. If you need any temporary assistance or know anyone that could benefit from their program, please visit their website at equestrianaidfoundation.org. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. And please join us again live next Tuesday
at 6 p.m.
Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you.